Ooh. So we have panic, but it's okay. More technical issues, but we're going all right. Don't worry, we're going all right, guys. Looks like we're all good now.
1-0 for M8 here. We see TKIs from both sides. OSW breaks first with the combo down stack.
And M8 with a little more potential here, but OSW, look at the speed difference.
Yeah, both players playing near or above 4 PPS, but OSW does tend to have that speed gap over a lot of opponents. OSW slows down to think here, ends up at the top. There's that -8 yet again on his board. As M8 is just back-to-back stacking over here, very clean, breaks with a 16 spike, puts OSW up at the top. OSW starts to get down into this, and
yeah,
he's gonna have to work.
It feels like OSW's playing something more along the lines of like Infinite DS here, because they're just trying to find an opening but can't seem to find it. They're now down at the bottom of the board. But M8, look at this potential! The 12 is broken, nothing comes of it, and OSW is getting into position to try and do something, but just still burning singles. Can't find an opening anywhere. Looking for some miraculous downstack that hasn't come yet.
There's the downstack from OSW as M8 is continuing to build this up. This is very strong gameplay from M8 as they're just making sure they're always in control of that back-to-back. But OSW is the kind of player that can survive so much more than you think he can. So many things that you think, hey, that should have just killed my opponent. OSW is the type of player that can survive.
And that break with the 31 was incredibly well-timed, but it wasn't enough. OSW is still finding more downstacks, two completely different approaches to how to play this set. And now OSW getting aggressive, and that's what they were looking for. The 26 with the 5 break at the end, setting also 31 straight back, but just like before, it did nothing!
Yeah, one of the things you're going to notice about OSW is his gameplay is a bit more Season 1-like. OSW doesn't utilize as many all-spins as a lot of players do, so that's just going to mean that his attack patterns are going to be different than most players, and OSW pushes M8 up to the top, and the downstack starts, but OSW is continuing to put on the pressure. M8 finds the well, gets the eyepiece in there, and continues on with this. But OSW is trying to build up that back-to-back here. All of these T-spins. OSW breaks back-to-back. Doesn't even need it.
And OSW with lots of room here to play with.
4 PPS, though. 4 PPS 2 minutes in.
His speed is a little terrifying, but that's okay, you know. We're looking at 3.35 roughly from M8. Nothing to scoff at, but definitely in a deficit for speed-wise here. However, back-to-back, we can't say the same. Breaks here at 16.
There's that gravity margin starting to set in. These players are feeling the pressure of trying to end this round, and there is that high spin quad. Always love to see those there from M8 as OSW still just not letting off this pressure. Gets back-to-back here.
Oh, beautiful, though. Beautiful. 1-1. What a second round that was.
We just see the 6-3 upstack from OSW. Not the most conventional opener, but it's what he's comfortable with, so he's going to go with it. Quick back-to-back breaks. Honestly, cheesing up the opponent's board is a great strategy in Season 2.
Yeah. Both players sitting on back-to-back, and as I say that, it's broken, and I might as well have never said anything. 25 spike from OSW, following up by 12, and it takes the round. Wow, okay, that was difficult to keep up with. Hope you all caught that.
OSW with an early misdrop there, not letting it slow him down, but M8 is working with this extended SDPC spin right now. An opener that builds a lot of back-to-back right away, but is risky because it puts you high up on the board. M8's been making it work here.
Yep.
OSW just trying to pressure out.
M8's macro has been incredibly solid this entire time. We saw it in the previous set with the comeback that they pulled off. But even here, like, they're waiting to break here. They're waiting until OSW's been a misdrop. They're going to continue to build. They're going to break on the 33. And how do you recover this? You just don't. Goodbye, OSW. We'll see you next round.
And M8 showing us exactly what Season 2 is all about, building up that back-to-back, breaking that surge, sending that insane spike over to your opponent. That is the downside of playing this as if it's Season 1. It is not Season 1. The same rules, the same strategies do not work anymore because what players have available at their arsenal is just deadly by Season 1 standards.
Kanakasa breaking at 16 here. OSW surviving all of that somehow, some way. Oh, a beautiful set of spins there from M8. Now both players just looking to find an opening, just looking for some way to approach this that can get them an edge. A lot of skimming, and that was a nice 25. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, amazing down stack there. As these players are keeping this match close. You see the same opening into an LST.
Oh, that well is beautiful for M8. Oh, look at the spins, one after the other, in real quick succession.
OSW breaks back to back here. M8 continuing with that back-to-back advantage, keeping the build up here.
Oh my god, okay. 19 here looking to potentially break his
here from M8. This is clean. This 22, we're hearing the ding from this here as OSW is definitely starting to feel the pressure with that minus 24 at the top of the board. OSW has to be ready for this break coming in, and let's see when M8 decides to break.
M8, what is this? Oh! Oh!
With that miss drop, OSW died before that surge. I had to wait to see it on the stream to confirm, but OSW died before M8 released surge on my screen anyways. Maybe M8 with the desync.
Yeah. Nearly pulling the cardinal sin of not breaking your surge. Your big old flashy surge. But OSW takes charge again and pulls ahead by one singular round.
OSW misdrops in the very first bag. LST here from M8, just continuing to build that up. OSW pressures. M8 is forced to break. That's exactly what OSW wanted here.
Oh! I mean, on the top of the ropes, and just cannot live that, unfortunately. OSW finally found the pressure they needed to output, finally find the attack, and just to secure that kill. Great name for that clip, by the way. Kanakasa Nuke. Alright, both plays off to the races.
LST's from both sides, but
what is going on OSW's board?
Pieces. That doesn't look very good, but let's see what OSW can do here. There's the out. That's insane.
What?
That is insane that OSW finds that out. I mean, all the times that I watch OSW play, I kind of expected him to find that.
MA just had a Tetris donation. Sorry, quad donation. What? Yeah. How did they find that? They built into that. It was a misdrop they built onto with a quad.
Yeah, and M8 is building up this back-to-back here, trying to go for the same strategy, but forced to break up at the top, and OSW now has the opportunity to pressure now that M8's safety net is gone.
That eye misdrop is dreadful, but it converts into an overhang!
M8 up at the top, going to have to deal with this, gets into the well, has the attack, is trying to continue building up that back-to-back, thinking about how to do this here, but forced to break.
Finds a skim somehow. OSW is still alive. The quad into the T-spin. Opens it up, still alive.
It's some beautiful gameplay here from both sides. M8 up at the top, doesn't have the back-to-back, thinking about how to get through this, finds the all spins. This is a clean way to find your back-to-back here, but OSW breaks.
Even finds the quad, finds another quad, looking for maybe an STSD, thinking about it. They do go for it with the square as well. Finds a spin. OSW now downstaking to try and stop this back-to-back build.
Yeah, and OSW does stop that back-to-back build. M8 up at the top, doesn't have the pieces to get out, and OSW is taking a 3-point lead here.
That was, magnifique. Like, wow.
I do want to point out that all of the rest of the matches that we're going to see are going to send the winner all the way through to the knockout stage. So OSW is playing for the ticket to the knockout stage right now. And you can feel that fire in his belly. He wants his tournament, his group stage to end right here.
Yeah, and that sub 15-second round really shows the fury in their soul.
Oh, and the
I can't
misdrop.
believe that. Oh dear.
The fix.
A misdrop? How dare we?
Yeah.
All calculated, all planned.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these players have a bit of a messy board right now. M8 up at the top finds the down stack for this, and OSW sets up a nice up stack and some all spins to continue this.
Yeah.
Oh, but that board is messy that OSW has to get into right now. M8's board is also looking cheesy. Both players getting down into this, and OSW with a nice 20 spike there. The eye misdrop with the eye spin underneath the fix of the eye slide. That was great. That tuck was great.
And now we are baiting our breaths for the next big spike. There it is, 11, pushes a lot of material onto M8's board. Again, even more, but manages to open up the well. And now OSW with a 21 spike, accepting and sending back 3-8. OSW is absolutely torn ahead, leaving M8 in the dust.
Yeah, and OSW, a very momentum-based player. This is something that we've come to expect from him. Once he understands this matchup and once he gets going, he gets so confident in his gameplay and he's really hard to beat. But with confidence does come misdrops here. When you're playing fast...
He's alive! He lives this!
That's
what?
insane that he finds that right there.
I'm so sorry for cutting you off, Lyra, but what in the hell and heck?
No, please do.
3-9? He took the burn to accept midway through the survival.
And M8 just starts this off strong with some all spins, just trying to build up that back-to-back. That's been their best tool so far in this matchup, so I'm not surprised to see them continue working with it. But the early break there, I like to see that specific switch up. OSW also with the break finds the 15 spike, and both players in a relatively even spot, as OSW has a lot of man-made stack up here, and a nice well into a 34 spike. And M8 lives, M8 has the survival, and they're going to continue on with this down stack. So nice count to 4, very well played. This is such like cool under pressure gameplay from M8 to survive.
You just keep relaxed, keep it chill, and just do what you can to live this. And didn't get the pressure out enough, had a teaspoon ready to go, but OSW was stalling on row 18 for some reason. What is going on in his little mind?
And yeah, I gotta choose some time to think, and you know, might as well do it when you're right at the top of the board.
Yeah, right? Like, just hang out there while you're about to die.
Oh, yeah.
99.9% of players would never do that. 9 out of 10 doctors would never recommend it. But OSW, he's cool, calm, collected, and is currently sitting on 9 points with 2 to go.
But M8 has these beautiful all spins to keep this build up going. They break with that 11 spike, and OSW's up at the top. Look to be on the ropes for a little bit, but OSW finds the down stack, and M8 is continuing on with these all spins here. M8 breaks into a down stack.
And they're just going back and forth,
just able
slug
to
for
find
slug.
that back-to-back so quickly.
OSW at threat of death there, but lives once again a story that we've said 1,000 times, being told 1 billion times. M8 looking for spin after spin after spin. This round is going to hit probably 2 minutes before we see anything happen, but no! OSW brings it to match point for himself. M8 needs to get 8 in a row.
Yeah, when I asked OSW about what he predicted for this tournament, he said that he wanted to go out 3-1, and he will do so if he finds this this point, or any of them following, because that's a pretty sizable lead going into the rest of this match.
Yeah, and M8 with a lot of material, a lot of potential here. OSW's got to do a bit of digging, a bit of living. Finds a T-spin, finds a triple. And unfortunately for them, cannot pull it off. M8, 1 out of 8. 1 out of 8.
Yeah, a long road ahead of M8 here. But both players opening identical. Both players getting into that LST. OSW being a lot more quick with the beginning of that LST, and
yeah,
does have to break due to a misdrop.
M8 finding the overhang list there. Accessing their well, trying to tame the bull. And you know what?
Amazing break from
M8,
M8, amazing spike, and that is going to leave OSW's board less than ideal, as M8 has the opportunity to attack here, continues building up that back-to-back. OSW misdrops that eyepiece, has the survival, has the cut copy.
Into the 22! M8 now! All that work undone by a simple clever cut copy into quad!
And
sends another 17 spike though!
But M8 staying alive, counting to 4, staying cool.
It looked like they're setting up for a Trinity there just for a moment, but no. No, don't they dare. And is that a cup copy of their own? No, it's just more spins again. Oh, that's got to be something, right?
Oh, that's
21
beautiful.
with a 17 back-to-back. OSW can't seem to die. Just not in their wheelhouse, I guess.
But the 20 break into the 23 spike, OSW lives it. OSW is on the down stack right now. Maintaining that 4 PPS.
A Kaiden, my beloved. A
I think it's a beautiful well. This
yeah.
7-2 well to work with the stack that he already has, and
oh, the tuck!
isn't looking
that might
good.
secure their death! Yeah! That tuck without the eyepiece was fatal, and OSW takes the match, and I believe stamps, or punches, as we've been calling it, punches their golden ticket, correct?
yeah, golden ticket.